going on there, YouTube? It is Saturday, and for the first time in a few weeks, I don't have anything to do. So, figured it'd be a good time to do another Saturday night in the scale shop video. Got going with those a month or so ago, and then everything kind of sped up and got going quick, and been busy at work, and just hadn't had the time to just hang out in the shop and chill. So, yeah, not sure yet all what we're going to get accomplished today. I've been out here for a little bit just tinkering around and listening to music. Playing with these new Goodyear slicks that I bought. I've got a couple announcements coming. And, yeah. So, let's get started. Alright, so the first thing I've done out here, I mounted these RC 4-wheel drive, the new 1.9 beadlock wheels to these Goodyear slicks. And that was not fun. Since these are a model car tire, the lip for the beadlock is not quite as big as your standard crawler tire. So the first one, it took me about 3 tries to finally get it to seat, and they're still not perfect. And plus, those wheels they're not a good wheel to try and force a non-beadlock wheel on or tire onto. So there's a little bit of a struggle. The stock hardware, RC 4-wheel drive uses, those are a 3mm thread, but they're some odd size, smaller scale head on them. And it comes with those little metal adapters that go on your, what is that, 2.5mm head. I guess they're 2.5. My nice set of these Weehaw drivers didn't come with a 2.5 for some reason, so that didn't help. So I was using the little adapter, and I stripped out about two of those and rounded off a few of the bolts, trying to force these wheels on. And yeah, it didn't work. So I ended up swapping them out for some locked up RC. It has a 3mm head and a lot stronger pattern. Plus I have a wrench, I just showed you there, one of my nice high quality made in Germany wrenches there to tighten those up with. So I went with the gold color. Let me zoom you in. The stainless ones didn't look quite right, and I thought those looked kind of. They just add another layer. It doesn't blend in with the chrome cap as much. So we'll see. I'm just out here tinkering around right now. I want to mount these. I want to play with my 5-window coupe that I have back here. That body is going to be soon available through Nightcrawlers 3D. That's one of the announcements that I'm making. Me and Nightcrawlers started talking again. We hadn't done anything in a while, and I've had that file. It was given to me over a year ago, and I made that one print through Shapeways, and it was pretty expensive. I think that I paid $180 for that print, and it's a very well designed print, but I never did anything with it. It just sat around, and I wanted to chop the top more. So I got Nightcrawlers 3D doing a chopped version of it, and those are going to be available through him. You can find him on Instagram and on Facebook. I'll post some links in the video description, but those aren't available yet. They'll be out real soon, and you can check on my Instagram. I'll be sure to post up some stuff once we get them, and I'll do a video once I get one of the chopped versions so you can see the actual print. He has upgraded to printing in ABS now. Sorry, me and my girlfriend were talking about food. I'm hungry. But he's printing in ABS, and his print quality has gone a lot higher than it used to be. It wasn't bad before for printing in whatever the other stuff is. I forgot. It's been so long since I've dealt with actual 3D stuff. But yeah, so that 5-window coupe is going to be the RC Everyday 5-window rat rod body by Nightcrawlers 3D, and we're hoping we can get the price more affordable so we can get more folks having it, because I know through Shapeways it's great quality print, but $170 is just it's too much for what it is. $100 I think is a good price for this size of body. It's still a lot of money. There's no getting around that, but it's we're trying to get it down a little bit. I don't know what it's going to be yet. But yeah, I'm going to play with that body, do some mock-ups here. I've got a Yoda 2 axle. Oh, I was just cleaning up. Took off of the spare SEX10 frame I had laying around. So I'm going to mount these tires and wheels and just get some playtime in here and try to brainstorm, see what we can come up with. I am planning on doing some stuff, some little details on the new rat rod truck there. I guess we'll call that the number 4 build. I don't know. We got to come up for a name for it. Come up with a name for it. But my other announcement I have to make is about that, and we'll get to that later. Alright, so I got that axle mounted under there. It's a little narrow. The tires are rubbing that body. But for sitting and staring at it, it works. I got that old frame out, the one that I originally welded for this body. And that was the last one I did with my stick welder, and it's pretty bad. The rear step where it goes up to mount the rear end, it all but broke off. The welds are holding, but the metal, when I sandblasted it, I got a little carried away and it went to a little too thin back there, and I had some holes drilled for suspension and stuff already, and it was a big mess. But I keep coming back to it because the proportions are right. The front length is right. I just don't know. I'm going to have to redo the rear of it. I don't know. I want to redo and make a whole new chassis, but right now I'm trying to come up with a way to build a jig to mount my grinder with a thin cut wheel that I can run this tubing straight through and get perfectly even cut frame rails. As you've seen the other videos, my bandsaw, the blade walks side to side and I can't get a good cut. Dremel is the only thing that's been working for me because of the size of the metal and stuff. And I spent countless hours online trying to find 1/2 inch C-channel steel, and nobody makes any C-channel that small. The cheapest, or the smallest I've seen is like 1 3/4 inch, maybe a little bit smaller, but nothing close to 1/2 inch. I don't know why. If that's just there's no industrial need for it, or there's just the machining, the manufacturing it's difficult to do. So I was talking with a friend. I'm trying to figure out a way to use my angle grinder and mount it to something and have it all have like a track, and you just push the tubing through and saw it right in half. So that's still in the works, but so I'm kind of holding off on making any new frames right now because I still want to make a new frame for the number 3. I'm just not happy with how that one has come out. So yeah, this is the proportions I like with this. I like the rake. I like the length of the front rails and where the front axle would sit with suspension. I think that all flows good with that body. I had that body on this chassis, and it just was a little bit too long. The stretch was too much for it. So yeah. So I don't know. Maybe we can make something out of that chassis still. And I still, you know, the more bodies the merrier. I hadn't done anything with this one because I wanted it chopped more. But something about that stance right there and that proportion, it looks good with that. So who knows? I got so many ideas and so little money. It's bad when you build little hot rods because you can't afford the big ones, and then you start not being able to afford the little ones. It's not for lack of working, it's just for excessive ideas. Those tires on the front are the 1.7 semi-truck tires, RC 4-wheel drive roadies, I think. And that's about the only scale-looking tread that you can find for anything that has a sidewall. Everything 1.9 touring car and stuff, they're all too wide. The wheels are too big. It just doesn't quite look right. So I don't have a clue on that. On this one here, they're the super wides, the 1.9 semi-truck tires, and I've got them stretched onto a 1.9 beadlock, and it looks pretty good. It doesn't bulge the sidewalls too much. I mean, we're talking 0.2 of an inch, so 1.7 tires on 1.9 wheels is common practice. Too bad you can't go the other way, because anyway. So yeah, I don't know. Just doing some mock-ups. I'm gonna keep tinkering around and keep listening to music and having a good time. Alright guys, so I'm out of ideas on the 5 window back there. I put that scale blown V8 on it just to look and stare. So what I wanted to tell you about this Shapeways cab here, this rat rod truck cab, I am going to be doing a giveaway. Shapeways is sponsoring a holiday giveaway, so I'm still planning it all out. It's going to be for that truck cab, not this specific one, but a new one just like it, and an awesome design tractor grill. Now, once I receive the parts, I'm going to do a video laying out everything for the contest, and in that video I'm going to read through the comments and pick what color, what style of finish that you'd like to see done to it. And I'm going to pick what fits my skills best, what I'm able to do. And then once, while we're building this truck, we're going to work on that cab as well. And then once we have it all done, then we'll do a giveaway on it. And hopefully we can get it out to its new owner by Christmas. So a big thanks to Shapeways. They were excited to get involved with this. It was actually their idea. I've always wanted to do giveaways and stuff. I just never been able to afford it because I'm paying for all this out of pocket. I don't have a real sponsor or anything. And Shapeways has started working with me here, making some videos together and doing stuff. So pretty excited about that. This is again, it's just going to be for a truck cab and a grill to go with it. And we're going to paint them and weather them and get it looking cool. And then we'll give it away to one of you guys. So, yeah, it's pretty exciting. I feel like that's a big step here in my channel. I'm not claiming to have made it or hit the big time or anything, but popularity's increased, and all these scratch builds and stuff are very popular, and it's a unique thing. Nobody was doing a whole lot of this kind of stuff. There was a few guys out there like Cyanide Tube doing all metal stuff, and there's some big quarter scale rat rods and things that people have done, and there's videos on. And I'm just tearing apart crawlers and building hot rods. So everybody, that's what's cool about all this YouTube stuff. You don't get the same thing from every channel. I started out watching GCM Racing, and I like their format, the way they did things, and I like their attention to detail, and that's what really got me going with my channel. And it's taken forever to, it's been three and a half years since I started it, and it's really come a long way. So I'm excited to do a giveaway. I still don't know yet how I'm gonna do it. I watched some other YouTube giveaway things and gotten some ideas, so I'll get it all figured out. Like I said, we're still waiting on the parts to be printed, and then they're gonna ship them to me, and then we'll do the poll, or just comment what kind of finish you want on it, and not in this video, but in the video I'll do on the body once I get it. And then I'll pick what I think will look best and what'll work and what I'm capable of doing with it. And you can see it all being done, and then you can enter to win it. So moving on now, that is this body. I'm stuck on this build right now. I've got the suspension. I need the scale V8. I need to scale V8 because I need to know where to put the cab. I can't mount the cab until I know that I have enough room here for the RC4 drive V8. I know I'm gonna need to open the firewall up a little bit for the transmission to stick through. I do have an option. I have a tube on the back of the chassis here, and I could trim the body and move it back a little further if I need to, but I'm not sure if I like the proportions of that. And then if I don't trim it, I can have it setting up a little bit like that, or I can get it back down level and just scoot it back a little further. I kind of like the way it sits, though. I like that it's not directly against the step up on the back of the frame. If I move it closer, the rod links ends will be right up against the body, and it makes the rear tires closer to the body, and just the proportions are very different. So until I can afford to buy the scale V8, I can't move any further forward on really on the build as a whole. So I think what I'm going to do, I was looking, I need to paint the inside of the body. It's got overspray green and primer, and there's some rust running down the inside. So I need to black it out, and I need to look at painting at least around the windshield frame. Not sure yet what I want to use. I typically just use my flat black paint pens. The inside of the body's a lot of area though, and I don't want to run out my paint pen. Alright, so I did around the edge. It has that lip all the way around, and I was going to do the whole thing black, but as I started it looked a little too much. So you saw me smear it around a little bit, try to make it a little less prominent. Now on the inside, I painted it with the spray can, and I didn't tape anything off. So I got a little bit of black on the edges of all the windows. I mean, it's not enough to notice, but it added a little bit of depth. There's a little bit of overspray on the underside of things, like the body molding and stuff, and it kind of adds another layer of shadow to it. So it worked out. I took a chance. I thought I was using this old model car paint. It's a real fine spray, so I knew I wouldn't get a whole lot of splatter. That's one of the downsides of using like Rust-Oleum and stuff, Painter's Touch from Walmart, and just standard hobby or standard craft paints and house paints, stuff like that. Is an aerosol, they splatter, and as the nozzles clog up over time, I got paint cans out in here older than some of my viewers probably. You go to spray it, it splatters and spits and makes a mess of what you're trying to paint. So that worked out well. Real fine spray, just to darken up the inside so we can't see the previous 3 or 4 colors that I had this thing painted. Alright, so I found this as an axial parts tree. It's an interior accessory. It's got window cranks and shifters, had the rifles, and it's got a cool vintage steering wheel, which will work great. It's big, so it'll look the part. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I can't move on to the interior yet. I've got to wait for a little bit longer in the build till I got the drivetrain going and I figure out how the body's going to attach and everything. Ideally, I'd like to use magnets to mount the body. That way it's easy to take on and off. But I won't know that until I get that V8. I gotta find one. I was gonna break down and just charge one, which is bad, and never get credit cards, guys. It's very bad. But luckily everybody was out of stock, so I don't know. I hadn't seen any used ones for sale because I am gonna sandblast it, and it's not gonna be bright orange, and it's gonna look like it fits the build. So I gotta get one, but I don't know. And I still have some of the accessories that I never put on my Blazer before I sold it. I think I've got, what do I have? I know I've got the distributor and the wires. That's the coolant, the radiator and the coolant hose, but I won't use that on this one. But yeah, I don't know. I gotta quit trying to rush the project. We'll just let it happen naturally. So yeah. Let me see what we can do next. Alright guys, switching gears a little bit. This is my SCX-10 that I've put the chassis drop kit on to make a monster truck. And I found a body I forgot I had. This is an old RC 4-wheel drive Yoda body. This is what came with my old Bruiser Ruptor Yoda truck back in the day. It was a Bruiser-based RC 4-wheel drive rig. And these bodies were not known for their appearance or their quality. This one, I drove it maybe twice, and it's got some cracks in it and stuff already. Back when RC 4-wheel drive was trying to do the Lexan game with not much success. So I've got a whole nother one. They always ship 2, I guess because they are prone to breakage. I've got one that's never been painted, and then this one that I had painted originally, and then I immediately went and bought a Mojave body and swapped it out. But yeah, I think this might work now for a basher body. I need to do some trimming, and we'll have to get some, figure out how we're going to mount it. It's got holes drilled for a bruiser, so of course that won't work. I need to get it lower, so I'm going to have to cut the front bumper off, and I definitely need to widen out the wheel wells. It's got nice arches, but not for monster truck tires. So, it's just a basher. This is going to be just for fun. I'm trying to keep this build as low buck as possible. Like I said, this is a brand new deadbolt. I've got $300 in the RTR and 40 on the drop kit and 40 for the tires and wheels. It needs some links, so we will have to upgrade the links. I'm looking at 3, 4, I'm trying to. We got to keep it under $500. After I put the chassis together and put the tires on, I wanted to get a Blazer body, the RC 4-wheel drive Blazer, but I don't need to spend the money right now, and I'm not ready to do a whole other Blazer body kit build right now. There's a lot of work to those, and with this, I'm just at low buck. I think that's what I need to do all the way through. Once I get it running and everything jiving good, and we can get outside and bash it and get it dirty, then maybe later we can come back and do a legit scale hard body build. But for now, I want to keep it on the cheap, and it doesn't get any cheaper than already having it. So I'm going to go ahead and start looking at marking holes, drill for the body mounts. Hopefully the front will reach. I need to trim the grill or the bumper off, widen the tire wells, and go from there. Alright guys, so I've been jacking around with this for too long. It actually came out pretty good. It fits the thing. This will be a good basher body. This Lexan is terrible. Oh Lord, just handling it. Drilling the holes for the body mounts. It started cracking up the sides where the bed and the cab gap is. I don't have any pins in it yet. But I reinforced it with duct tape. Just a lot of duct tape. And it's not even good duct tape. It is dollar store duct tape. Go with this low quality body. But I think it's going to work good. It'll be a good basher for at least a few runs. Hopefully, and get a few runs out of it. I'm fighting for space in here in the scale garage. See, I got the grill lined up pretty close with that RC 4-wheel drive bumper. I figured why not leave it on there for now. Get that down. This does have a wider track in the front because I have those wheel wideners, just so it'll steer. If I do decide to make this a mud truck, I'll take those off and I can run the 2.2 mud tires or the 1.9s. I've been looking at, I can't find but one set of 1.9s. RC 4-wheel drive is out of stock. Everywhere on eBay is out of stock. Amazon doesn't have them. I've been through most of I don't go to the hobby shop websites anymore because it's honestly it's too high. The markup's high, like Horizon and stuff. You can often find it better through Horizon Hobbies on Amazon. I bought something I can't mention yet because it's a surprise, and it'll be here pretty soon. And it was cheaper through eBay from Horizon Hobby than it was from Horizon Hobby's website only because of the shipping. They were offering free shipping, and on their website, it's based off of zones and all that, and it would end up being like $13. So, yeah, this whole crappy body might see some life again. I should have removed the rear body mounts, but I didn't. I just drilled bigger holes so the actual A-frame will stick through a little bit, and then I can put a pin through what holds the post on. If you familiar with these, you know what I'm talking about. So it's not pretty at all. This body does have a slight drop bed. Let's see if I can show you that. Now you can see the drop bed. That's the actual shock hoops. That's the part that the body post slides down into. It's all hacked, I know. This is just a basher, so I'm not worried about it. I can put a pin through the bottom and it'll help hold all that down. If not, I'll get a little piece of styrene and drill a hole in it and hold it on. Like I said, even with the duct tape, I doubt this body's going to last real long. So I forgot to mention, I found that I got those headlights here on the new Rat Rod truck build. They're made from blowgun nozzles for like industrial grade blowguns. It's kind of weird, but I found them on Amazon or everywhere for sale between $17 and $70 a piece. I don't understand the price discrepancy. They're kind of expensive, but I did find the Tamiya F250 headlight lenses fit in there. And I had to shave them down a little bit, and I got them to snap in. I had to file down the edges where the original lens had the tab to snap into the headlight buckets on the F250. I've got tons of F250 light lenses for some reason. I've gotten rid of everything else I had for those to me high lift trucks, but I've got lots of light lenses. So I was happy to find that work. I had clear ones, but I opted to go with yellow. I thought it just added another layer, another contrasting color, makes them pop a little bit. So yeah, it's another little happy accident. But guys, I'm out of stuff to do. I really don't have much else going on this weekend. It's getting late already, Saturday night, so I'm gonna wrap this video up here. Let me know what y'all want to see next. I still need to get my sand scorcher running, the old Apocalypse Bug. Haven't done anything with that since the weathering video and the Shapeways parts and everything. So yeah, this rat rod build's waiting on the V8. I gotta get the scale V8. Number 3 build is waiting on me to figure out how to cut my square tubing in half evenly and build a new chassis for. And then this number 5, number 20, I don't know, whatever, the green 5 window is just waiting. But yeah, I'm gonna go eat some dinner. I'm tired. I appreciate you guys watching, and be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Follow along on Instagram. It's RCA Everyday. You can find me on Facebook as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video.